Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two mid-range phones below the 20,000 pricing in India, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 with the Samsung Galaxy J7 Max. So these two phones are priced below 20,000 in India. The Redmi Note 4 64GB storage variant is priced 13,000 while the J7 Max is priced 18,000. So there is a difference of 5K between these two devices, but there are a lot of similarities in terms of specifications and features. So in this video we'll compare all those things and see which all areas these two devices excel. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first step, let's see the design and build quality. So design wise, you can clearly see that the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 is a smaller device at 5.5 inches screen size, while the J7 Max is 5.7 inches in screen size. Now looking at the rear panel, both are unibody metallic construction. You can see both have matte finish, and in terms of the design aspect, we would say the Redmi Note 4 is slightly better looking device out there. The J7 Max has the typical Samsung design, nothing much in terms of design aspect, but it definitely looks quite decent. But we would give it to the Redmi Note 4 in terms of the design aspect. Now the build quality looks quite good on both the phones. Again, the Redmi Note 4 build seems slightly better than the J7 Max. So other than the design aspect, you can see the power keys on the right side on both the devices. Redmi Note 4 has the volume keys on the right side, while on the J7 Max is the speaker on the right side. Now looking at the left side, we can see that there is a SIM tray on the Redmi Note 4. While the Samsung Galaxy J7 Max has volume keys and SIM tray, it also has a dedicated SD card slot. At the bottom, you can see both these devices have micro USB charging slot and the earphone jack for the J7 Max, while it's a speaker unit on the Redmi Note 4. On the top, we have this 3.5mm audio jack and also the IR blaster on the Redmi Note 4. So that is the design and build quality of these two devices. Now let's talk about the display. So here we have two full HD displays. One is an IPS LCD panel, the other one is a TFT panel, and both have 2.5D curved glass. You can see the 2.5D curved glass on both these devices, but neither of them have any protection. We could say that the Redmi Note 4 has a toughened glass, but there is no mention of what kind of protection is offered. But there is a toughened glass on the Redmi Note 4, while there is no protection on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Max. Now the display quality looks really good on both the phones. The color quality, sharpness levels and overall viewing angles are also good on both the phones. So in terms of display performance, we would say it's a tie. Both these devices provide a good display performance overall. Now if you are a person who loves playing games, watching movies, the bigger 5.7 inch screen size on the J7 Max would be slightly better. Now let's talk about the software. So we have two different UIs, custom UIs. One is the Xiaomi's MIUI, the other one is Samsung's TouchWiz UI, and we have Android 6.0 on the Redmi Note 4, while it's Android 7.0 on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Max. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 already has a Android 7.0 version, but it's not officially released through OTA. You can manually update it. Now we'll first talk about the Redmi Note 4. So you can see that the Redmi Note 4 comes with MIUI. It is a really customized UI. A lot of additional features are included. You can see there is light mode, child mode, dual app support is there. Then we have app. Then we have second space. A lot of customizations are there, including support for themes. So these are some really useful features, and we also have a custom notification panel. So overall the UI feels quite good in terms of the features offered, and a lot of customizations are also included. So if you're a person who loves doing a customizations on a device, then the Redmi Note 4's MIUI is a great choice. Now coming to the Samsung's J7 Max, it has this Samsung's new UI. You can see the settings panel is pretty fresh and clean UI and looks quite good. Even the notification center also is different. Now in advanced features, you get a lot of additional features like one-handed UI, multi-window is included. Then there is dual messenger, wherein you can install a dual instance of WhatsApp, Facebook, like the dual app support on the Redmi Note 4. Then there is also support for themes. So again, a lot of additional features, apps are included like secure folder. Then there is Smart Glow. The Smart Glow is one of the really useful functionalities wherein it provides a notification light on the rear panel. So that was the software aspect of this J7 Max. Now software wise, we would say it should be picked on based on your preference. If you want the latest version, go for the J7 Max, but if you want a bit more customizations and a bit more polished UI, we would say the MIUI offers that. So it's again a personal choice which UI you want on your smartphone. Now next up, let's talk about the performance. So we have the Snapdragon 625 octa-core chipset coupled with 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage on the Redmi Note 4. While we have the Helio P20 octa-core chipset again coupled with 4 gigs of RAM, we have 32 gigs of storage. Now the J7 Max has dedicated SD card while it's a hybrid SD card on the Redmi Note 4. Now talking about the performance of these two phones, here we could say that in day-to-day experience, both these devices are quite good and responsive, provides lag-free experience, and even the gaming experience, both are pretty good gaming devices with no major lags or issues. We would say the gaming was slightly better on the Redmi Note 4 with the Snapdragon 625 with better graphic rendering, although the J7 Max was also quite good in terms of the gaming experience. So in terms of the overall experience, we would say both are pretty much good in terms of the experience and there's no lag or issues. But our personal choice would be the Snapdragon 625, which is a bit more power efficient chipset. So that was the performance aspect. Now let's quickly have a look at the fingerprint scanner experience. So fingerprint scanner is located on the rear panel on the Redmi Note 4, while it's on the front panel on the J7 Max. So we'll just do a quick unlocking. So you can see that Redmi Note 4 is slightly faster than the J7 Max in terms of the fingerprint scanner. Now let's talk about the cameras. So we have a 13 megapixel rear camera on the Redmi Note 4, dual LED flash. Again, we have a 13 megapixel rear camera on the J7 Max LED flash. And on the front panel, we have a 5 megapixel shooter for the Redmi Note 4, while it's again a 13 megapixel camera on the J7 Max with the LED flash. Now looking at the camera interface, we could say that both these devices offer quite good specifications and options, and modes are included. You can see both are feature rich cameras and does the job pretty well. Now looking at the camera samples taken between these two devices, here you can see that the J7 Max definitely has an edge in terms of the camera performance, overall image quality, sharpness levels, color quality, and the overall experience was better on the J7 Max when compared to the Redmi Note 4. So camera is definitely not a strength of the Redmi Note 4, but it produces some decent result. But here we would say J7 Max is a better choice in terms of the camera performance. Again, in terms of selfie experience, we would say the J7 Max with 13 megapixel selfie camera produces some really great selfies, and one of the really good selfie focused smartphone in this price segment. So overall, in terms of the camera experience, we would give it to the Samsung Galaxy J7 Max. Now finally, talking about the battery. So we have a 4100 mAh battery on the Redmi Note 4, while it's a 3300 mAh battery on the J7 Max. So battery performance, without any doubt, it's a Redmi Note 4 with a Snapdragon 625, which is a really power efficient chipset and gives you almost 1.5 days or more of battery life, while on the J7 Max it's quite a good experience, but it will not match the performance provided by the Redmi Note 4. So that was a detailed comparison of these two devices. Now pricing wise, 13K for the variant which we have 4GB RAM variant, and 18K for the J7 Max which we have right now. So which is a better device to buy? If you're looking for a device in the budget segment, definitely the Redmi Note 4 provides great experience. But if you're looking for better camera, if that is your priority, we would suggest you to go with the J7 Max, where the camera performance is much better than the Redmi Note 4. So talking about all these aspects, our pick would be the Redmi Note 4. Except for the camera, it's a really good package all round with great software, a good design, and efficient Snapdragon 625. While on the other hand, the J7 Max is also quite good, but the pricing is slightly on the higher side. Also, the Redmi Note 4 provides 64GB storage, while the J7 Max is offered only at 32GB storage. So there is a clear 5K difference between these two devices. So our choice definitely would be the Redmi Note 4. So that was a detailed comparison of the Redmi Note 4 with the Samsung Galaxy J7 Max. Another important aspect between these two devices is the availability. The Redmi Note 4 is definitely difficult to get, while the J7 Max is available in stores. And also the service quality of the J7 Max is slightly better because the Samsung is much better in terms of the servicing aspect. So you can pick your device based on what is important to you and buy them from either offline or online. So that's all guys. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.